Welcome everyone to the CCL Halftime Show. I'm Kyle Fergusson. Welcome to the round of 4. Today I'm sitting down with 30K Dynouh. Dynouh, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Now this is your first one of these interviews, even though we're at the end of season 3. Let's talk a little bit about yourself. Where'd the name Dynouh come from?
That's a little bit of a story. When I was 6 years old, I played my first online game, and I don't know, for some reason, children, or like as a child, I like dinosaurs. And basically, what happened is I was a child, so I named myself Dynouh Child, or in German it would be called Dino Kind.
Yeah.
But yeah, people online referred to me as Dynouh, and eventually I dropped the kind part, the child part. And unfortunately, if you type in Dynouh in most of the games, the name's taken. And so I had to come up with a variation of Dynouh that's like really messed up.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up the way it looks like now.
That's awesome. I think you win the award for the longest name that I've done an interview here. 6 years old. What was the game?
It was like a German MMORPG. I don't think it was like not in Europe. It was called Metin 2.
Okay, that's awesome. So how did you get involved in Heroes in the first place then?
Throughout my life, I've always had a game that I was maining, that I was pouring a lot of hours into and just trying to get better for fun. It went from like League of Legends over to Paladins, over to Battlerite, and I made a few friends along all these games. And the certain friend group was also playing Heroes of the Storm, and they kept asking me to play it. And I know one time I got convinced because I really liked the idea of playing Tracer. Already since then, even though I never touched Overwatch, I just liked her design, her playstyle. So I gave it a go, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It stuck with it till then.
That's also very impressive that you saw a hero you liked and are still playing them today. In fact, you have an 81% win rate on Tracer in the CCL.
Nice.
Well done. So in 2020, you started like getting involved in some of the community tournaments. You did Meta Madness, Nexus Cup. How did you enter CCL Season 1 then?
Well, basically, in the beginning, I wasn't too sure of joining it, but a lot of the European guys started playing NA Storm League and the in-houses that were going on, and they all planned on joining it. And I mean, if they do it, I want to give it a go as well. And also a big motivator would have been, winning a tournament in NA while having EU ping.
It's kind of impressive,
kind of a thing that I want to have happen at least once.
Isn't it hard though? Like, that's great you challenged yourself, but I mean, you're on Tracer, Cassia, Li Ming, Greymane, like, that's a lot of ping for those types of heroes.
First of all, I don't even think reaction-wise I'm that insane. It's more like that I just understand how to position in team fights or how to play the map, the game, and I'm also confident in what I do.
Yeah.
And I try to be proactive, and I think all of these things overshadow ping. Obviously, without ping, even better, then I can be way more, like I could be way cockier the way I play and can be even more confident about them, but as long as I'm not feeling as challenged, I don't see why I wouldn't pick these heroes.
So, position in the right place in the first place, you don't need to have the reaction times that ping would interfere with. Yeah,
a combination of that and just choosing the right fights.
Yeah.
If you play the map right, then you can solidify 5v4 advantages. Yeah, you can mess up in the team fight, it doesn't matter.
All right.
You have a numbers advantage.
Oh, that's perfect. So let's talk about those heroes a little bit, and then we'll get back to talking about the teams. You're responsible for 1/3 of the Li Ming picks in Season 3 here. Why Li Ming, and why do you always do the exact same Calamity Triumvirate build?
So that is kind of tied to a funny story. For the longest time, I didn't know how to play on BoE or how to draft on BoE. And when our enemies chose the map, I was like, I don't know. We choose Li Ming. It was like on Europe, where I play with Ultralisk on a team, and he kind of likes the hero. And I'm like, this is the map you can play Li Ming on. But turns out She creates a lot of opportunity or like options in the draft, especially on BOE. And over in NA, when I'm not with Ultralisk but with Hazuops, I kind of had to pick up the hero, and then I forced myself a lot playing her, also in Storm League and in scrims. And the more you play her, the more you see her also in other scenarios where she might work. I mean, and it's always like this. If you spam a hero a lot in Storm League, you pick them more often in CCL as well. If you see the opportunity, if you see the play, if you see the win, if you see it happen, then you go for it.
That's great. That's a cool evolution throughout those things. And then lots of Cassia. We did a YouTube review on the CCL channel about Sylvanas. Not a lot of Sylvanas this season, though. Did she fall off?
Honestly, I'm not sure why it fell off. I think it's weird. Like, sometimes in scrims, we just play a certain style and it works, and then you don't have to play another style. But it's not like we can't play it. It's just we have another option.
Sure.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that less Civ games this season, I guess.
Styles change, absolutely. You went from crowd control to 30k, and now you've been with 30k for 2 seasons. How's the team doing going into the round of 4 here?
Pretty good. I mean, for me especially, I think I've never felt this confident going into the playoffs. If I would compare it to season 1 and season 2, no matter what our standings were, it never felt good. Like, into certain teams, for me, I never had clear vision on how I would want to play or what you can answer certain compositions of the enemies with. But now I feel like we know our style, we know the enemy style, we know how to beat their style, or like we have options, we can choose from them.
That makes perfect sense. And your last game was on December 19th versus Simplicity, where you gave us a 3-0. What has the team been up to for the last almost month?
Obviously, there was Christmas and New Year's around, so the teams weren't scrimming as much. The most of us have played Storm League, and now we are picking up the scrims again. And I mean, we still have the idea on how we want to play the game, and we just take the scrims very seriously. So the time spent on them is worth it and very insightful.
Absolutely. Well,
yeah.
let's get into some predictions here, because we'll break the fourth wall a little bit here. We're recording this early, and this will air on Sunday after you already had your match versus Storm Esports. So how do you think the match for Storm Esports went?
So that's the point where I'm either gonna break or make it. I think we are gonna win it, and I think it's gonna be kind of one-sided, maybe a 3-0 or 3-1 for us. Mainly because I think we are the more proactive team. We know what we can play against them. Also, over in Europe, it's kind of a thing. Against Lauban Roots specifically, I've been winning against them all the time. Less so in NA. Storm has been beating us, but I think this time's gonna be different. I just feel it, and hopefully I'm right. Hopefully that's not gonna be triggering a lot of kick W's in the chat.
All right, well, let's ride that prediction into the future a little further. So there's Simplicity versus Wild Heart Esports. Who do you think's gonna win that match?
So for that one, I believe it's kind of a coin flip. I believe, however, that Simplicity is going to still be the better team. I think they have more experience, or just knowing their players, especially Masquerade. In playoffs, you always goes one level above again, just being more in the trial mode. I don't know what he does, but he does it. 3-1 Simplicity. All
right. Then we'd have the rematch of 30k versus Simplicity to look forward to. Excellent. Well, there's the prediction. Look forward to it. That match is coming up next. Everybody enjoy. Dynouh, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out to here as we end?
Yeah, just my team. We're gonna rock it.
Excellent. Nice, simple, wreck it. Looking forward to it. Everyone watching at home, thank you for joining us. Stay tuned.